Okay, so we're going to walk through an example of using Logic in a live performance setting. This is from a concert recently did at the University of Colorado, Denver, and we actually did some footage of it, so you can see a little bit of that here. But this is a complex process, one that involved a lot of preparation and kind of getting it right leading up to the final performance. And one of the reasons why I decided to do this in Logic is because it gave me a lot of flexibility in terms of the pre-production and how I wanted to make that all work. So it started in Logic as a full session for this song, which has gone through a number of different names, but it kind of settled on No More Pain. And it's a part of a song that also had the name of The List. So the two kind of came together, and the whole project, let's see if we can see it here. There's The List. Let's open it up too. Not all of it's going to open up, I don't think. Depends on some of the other things that are installed with the external hard drive. But let's see what's there. So this song was a full session all by itself, but I can't run a full session at a concert because of the latency. That's because of all the effects, the reverbs, the pitch type effects that I'm doing. All of that stuff make it really hard to run a full session on stage and make it smooth enough. Yeah, so here we go. Let's drag this in a little bit. Close our global tracks. So it's not terribly big, but it's fairly big. And that prevents us from running that as a session on the stage. So let's close that. So what I do is actually export this minus the vocal track, and it becomes this session here. And that's the song minus the vocal track. And the rest of this, the drums are the only other thing that started out in the live session and the video with its audio. Because what happens is I want to play this video on the stage at a certain spot. So I've created this video and I did in Final Cut. For the first part, it's all just black, and that's the projector just shows black. When we get to that part of the song, it actually plays the video. Okay, we're going to mute it for here. And the drums play underneath that. And then the things that are live on stage are this vocal track, which you'll see it has a part in here right now. That's because during the performance, I just pushed record. That way I get a performance recording of what I'm doing, and I can edit it later. And then I also have this electric piano here. This part was live. And I played that live during this section as well. And so that became part of the performances at the same time. So here's how it starts.
I saw you there. You're everywhere. You're in my dreams. You're in my screams. Breathing in and breathing out. I close my eyes.
So I'm just adding one harmony part, essentially, the melody in most cases, but sometimes just a harmony. And that's how the whole first part of the song goes. And then we get to here, I'm doing this piano part over it.
6, get your fix. 7, turn it to 11. 8, make love, don't hate.
家是有最简单、最直接、最朴素的爱的地方。
家 家就是要什么有什么的地方。
So I played that part. After we were done with that, I actually was shooting some video in the concert, and that's what became into this session. So this final cut session was two things. One, this is where the video that I showed on projector started, and then I added in the concert footage that we took, threw on a little bit of J.J. Abrams lens glare there. But again, this is from the actual performance recording.
I saw you there. You're everywhere. You're in my dreams. You're in my screams. Breathing in and breathing out. I'll close my eyes and repeat my doubt.
And then we actually had a little bit in here. There's a little bit of footage here from an audience member. A student of mine did that, so I said, hey, send me that footage, and I actually was able to add in some of the crowd footage as well.
就是当你累了的时候呢，你可以在那里，那里有家人，有朋友。
So that's one big screen behind me there. Okay, so this just shows you some of the ways that you can use Final Cut and Logic together to create this kind of overall media experience. And then in the end, this is actually posted on YouTube, and all of it ties together, is sunk up, and creates kind of a record of this performance, but also using the same tools that we needed to create the original performance in the first place. So the last bit here, just go over the hardware we used. We had, let me go back, a laptop, and I was using a Sapphire Pro 40 as my main interface. This mic was going in there, and my keyboard was going into the MIDI input on that into Logic. And those were both low enough latency that we were able to do this fairly decently. Let's see if it's still set. I think it was actually down to 256 for the performance to keep it low enough latency. Okay, so that's one way you can use all of this technology inside a live performance.